Hello everyone, this is Bobbin Threadbare with more Raptor. As you can see, I am still murdering things with the twin laser. As such, I'd instead like to talk to you about a pair of German rebels. But way back when, I went out to the countryside and wrote down all of the folk tales I could find. Some of them have gotten pretty famous, in fact. Princess and the Frog, Cinderella, Hansel and Gretel. But the list they compiled is quite massive, and there are several stories that very few people have even heard. I'd like to tell you a couple of those stories right now, because I don't think they deserve being passed over. Well, decide for yourself. The first one is called Prudent Hans. One day, Hans travels from his mother's home to Gretel's. His mother tells him to take care when he travels to Gretel's home. He arrives at Gretel's, greeting her and asking for something without bringing anything for her. She gives him a needle, which he sticks in a hay cart that is going along. He follows the cart home. His mother asks what he gave to Gretel, and he explains that he did not give her anything, but he took something. She reprimands him for placing the needle in a hay cart, suggesting that he should have placed it in his sleeve. "All right, mother, I'll do better next time," Hans replies. When next time came, Hans and his mother have a similar conversation with her, bidding him to take care. Hans travels to Gretel's house, asking for something. She gives Hans a knife, which he places in his sleeve. He arrives back home, his mother asking the same question, receiving the same answer that he took nothing, but he brought away something. She reprimands him when she learns that he had placed the knife in his sleeve, when he should have placed it in his pocket. "All right, mother, I'll do better next time," Hans replies. When next time came, Hans and his mother have a similar conversation with her, bidding him to take care. Hans travels to Gretel's house asking for something. She gives Hans a young goat, which he places in his pocket. He arrives back home, his mother asking the same question and receiving the same answer, that he took nothing but brought away something. She reprimands him when she learns that he placed the goat in his pocket when he should have tied a cord around its neck and led it home. "All right, mother, I'll do better next time," Hans replies. When next time came, Hans and his mother have a similar conversation with her, bidding him to take care. Hans travels to Gretel's house asking for something. She gives Hans a piece of bacon, which he ties a cord around it and drags it after him. He arrives back home, his mother asking the same question and receiving the same answer that he took nothing but brought away something. She reprimands him when she learns that he tied the bacon with a cord and dragged it home when he should have carried it on his head. "All right, mother, I'll do better next time." When next time came, Hans and his mother have a similar conversation with her, bidding him to take care. Hans travels to Gretel's house asking for something. She gives Hans a calf, which he sets on his head and carries it home. He arrives back home, his mother asking the same question and receiving the same answer, that he took nothing but brought away something. She reprimands him when she learned that he placed the calf on his head when he should have led it home and tied it to the manger. "All right, mother, I'll do better next time," Hans replies. When next time came, Hans and his mother have a similar conversation with her, bidding him to take care. Hans travels to Gretel's house, asking for something. She gives Hans nothing but herself, which he led home and tied her to the manger. He arrives back home, his mother asking the same question, receiving the same answer that he took nothing but brought away something. She reprimands him when she learns that he tied Gretel to the manger when he should have cast sheep's eyes at her. I hope that means some sort of look longingly at them. "All right, mother, I'll do better next time," Hans replies. Then Hans travels to the stable, taking sheep's eyes and throwing them in Gretel's face. Then Gretel becomes angry, running away to become the bride of another, less literal asshole. And the moral of the story? Don't be a smartass. Now, isn't that just a lovely story you want to tell your children? But even better than that, my personal favorite, it's called The Death of Little Hen. For some time, the little hen and the little rooster traveled to Nut Hill, agreeing to share nuts regardless of whoever found it. But then, the little hen finds a large nut. But the little hen intends to eat the kernel herself, saying nothing to the little rooster. However, the kernel is so big, she chokes on it. Crying for help from the little rooster, she asks for some water from the well, or she will surely choke to death. The little rooster runs to the well, explaining the situation to him. But the well asks him to run to the bride to retrieve some red silk from her. The little red rooster runs to the bride, explaining the situation to her, but once again the rooster is asked to retrieve something else before being helped. The bride asks him to retrieve her veil. So the little rooster retrieves the bride's veil. The bride gives him some red silk in return. The little rooster gives the red silk to the well, which gives him some water. But when the little rooster arrives, the little hen is dead. The little rooster is so upset that he cries aloud, bringing the death of the little hen to the other animals' attention. 6 mice build a carriage to carry the little hen to her grave. With the finished carriage, the little rooster drives, and on the way meets a fox. Explaining the situation, the fox accompanies the little rooster. Then the wolf, the bear, the elk, the lion, and all the animals in the forest join the journey to the little hen's grave, until they come to a brook. A straw offers to be driven over. The 6 mice step on the straw and slip in the water, drowning. They do not know what to do, until a coal arrives and offers to be driven over. Unfortunately, when the coal touches the water, it hisses and goes out. It died. A stone comes to help the little rooster, laying down in the water. The little rooster pulls the carriage himself, but with all the animals' weight in the back, the carriage rolls back. They all fall in the water and drown. Now the little rooster is all alone with the dead little hen. He digs a grave for her, grieving over her grave so long that he dies. And then everyone is dead. And the moral of the story? Share and share alike, or everyone you know and love will die. Nice little story, isn't it? This last one is nice and short. It's called The Willful Child. Once upon a time, there was a child who was willful, and who would not do what her mother wished. For this reason, God had no pleasure in the child, and she grew considerably ill. No doctor could do her any good. She soon lay on her deathbed. When she was buried in the ground, the earth spread over her. Her little arm came and reached up out of the ground. Her little arm refused to be buried, even after being pushed back into the ground. The arm always came out again. Then her mother was asked to come to the grave and strike her arm with a rod. When the mother had done that, the arm was drawn in, and at last the child could rest. The moral of the story is, zombies need to be put down brutally. Well, until next time.